Imagine being a top-tier U.S. Air Force pilot, soaring tens of thousands of feet above the Earth, when your radar suddenly picks up something entirely impossible. No standard aircraft, no drone, no satellite. It moves in ways that defy physics, performing sudden turns, accelerations, and stops that no human technology could achieve. Then you get a direct order: avoid it at all costs. Do not pursue. Do not intercept. Do not even discuss it outside the cockpit. This is the story of 3IATLAS, an object tracked by not one, but two highly classified military bases, yet deliberately hidden from the world. The pilots who encountered it were sworn to secrecy, and their testimonies have only recently begun to leak. Why was the Air Force so cautious? What did they know that we don't? And why would they issue such unprecedented avoidance orders? Today, we'll explore the full story, from initial detection to mysterious encounters, classified orders, and the chilling secrets that suggest 3IATLAS is unlike anything humanity has ever faced. But first, to understand the pilot's fear, we need to look at how 31ATLAS was first detected and tracked, and why its discovery immediately raised alarms at the highest levels. Discovery and early tracking. The earliest reports of 3IATLAS came from radar operators monitoring restricted airspace near two of the most advanced U.S. military bases. At first, the blips on the radar were dismissed as technical glitches or atmospheric interference. But repeated observations, confirmed across multiple systems, proved these objects were real, physical anomalies. 31ATLAS displayed extraordinary capabilities: instantaneous acceleration moving hundreds of miles in seconds, sharp, impossible maneuvers with abrupt changes in direction that would crush any pilot under normal G-forces, apparent invisibility to some sensors, as if selectively appearing and disappearing from radar arrays. Initial encounters were mostly instrumental. Pilots were not sent to intercept. Rather, they were briefed to observe and report. Even so, early sightings left trained Air Force personnel unsettled. Reports describe objects glowing with a strange luminescence, sometimes triangular, sometimes cylindrical, always moving in a way that seemed intelligent. Leaked internal memos show the Air Force debated whether the object was foreign experimental aircraft, advanced drone technology, something completely unknown. One memo explicitly warned, "The operational risk of attempting interception exceeds our current capabilities. All pilots must maintain distance and follow prescribed routes." By the time Part 1 concludes, it was clear that 3IATLAS was not just an unidentified object. It represented a potential threat or an enigma that the military could not publicly acknowledge. And then pilots began seeing 3IATLAS up close, leading to experiences that would challenge everything they ever been trained to expect. First pilot encounters, the first documented visual sightings, were alarming. Experienced pilots reported seeing luminous objects moving at impossible speeds, sometimes performing maneuvers that would crush human pilots in conventional jets. One pilot recalled, "It wasn't like flying against a plane. It was like facing something alive, aware of us, testing our reactions. My instruments went haywire, and I had no choice but to break off." Radar recordings confirmed that the object could accelerate faster than any known aircraft, stop abruptly and hover in midair, make sudden right-angle turns without losing altitude. These behaviors were completely unprecedented, forcing the Air Force to issue strict instructions: avoid the flight path at all costs. Attempts to intercept the object had resulted in instrument malfunctions, autopilot disengagements, and even near-miss emergencies. Some internal communications hinted at psychological effects on pilots: heightened anxiety, confusion, and doubt about their own perceptions. One declassified report noted that pilots experienced acute disorientation when attempting to follow 3IATLAS REPORTING phenomena inconsistent with conventional flight physics. By the end of Part 2, it was obvious 3IATLAS wasn't just an anomaly, it was a highly controlled, intelligent presence in U.S. airspace. But the story gets darker. The Air Force wasn't just cautious, they were actively suppressing knowledge of 3IATLAS, for reasons that remain highly classified. Military orders and secrecy. As sightings multiplied, the Air Force implemented strict protocols. Pilots received orders to avoid 3IATLAS completely. Do not discuss sightings with anyone outside of approved channels. Record data but never attempt engagement. Documents indicate that internal debates considered whether the objects posed a national security risk, foreign espionage threat, or something entirely alien. One memo explicitly states, "The phenomenon exceeds current understanding. Extreme caution required. Do not attempt interaction." Encounters often produced electronic interference. Radios went dead, instruments failed, and navigation systems glitched near the object. Pilots reported a feeling of being observed, as if the object had awareness or intelligence. Internal tracking revealed patterns. 3ITLAS often appeared near high-security areas, then vanished suddenly. Analysts were baffled. It did not behave like conventional aircraft, satellites, or drones. Some leaks even suggested that the object was testing human responses, observing how the Air Force reacted to its presence. The result? Pilots were repeatedly instructed to reroute, avoid, and never attempt contact. By the end of Part 3, it was clear, the LACE was more than a mysterious object. It was a controlled enigma that forced the Air Force to rethink airspace safety protocols and secrecy policies. But what is 3I Atlas really? And why does the Air Force go to such lengths to keep it hidden? The ongoing mystery and implications. Despite decades of secrecy, evidence continues to surface. Radar logs, leaked memos, and pilot testimonies paint a picture of an object that moves with intelligence or precision beyond human technology. Exhibits electromagnetic anomalies, interfering with aircraft systems. Forces pilots to abandon flight paths, disrupting normal operations. The object's persistence near military installations suggests strategic observation, yet its full purpose remains unknown. Some analysts speculate it could be a foreign technology test, an extraterrestrial craft, or something entirely beyond current scientific understanding. For pilots, encountering 3IATLAS is both terrifying and humbling. Reports consistently describe instruments failing, sudden altitude shifts, and objects vanishing without a trace. One Air Force veteran wrote, "You learn quickly that the safest course is to obey the orders, avoid the path. Report and never question it in public." The broader implication is unsettling. There are phenomena in our skies that even the most advanced militaries cannot fully explain or control. The Air Force's orders to avoid 3I Atlas reflect not only caution, but also an acknowledgement of the unknown. As we continue to investigate and document these encounters, one fact remains. 3IATLAS exists, it is actively tracked, and it remains a mystery that the world has barely begun to understand. What pilots saw and what the military tried to hide raises a single chilling question. Are we really alone in our skies, or are we being silently observed?